Hey y'all, I'm Krystal and welcome back to my Texas garden. Today, I've got a seed haul for y'all. Now, if you're new around here, welcome. And if you're all about gardening naturally, well, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to smash the bell icon so you're notified every time I post a new video. So over the last couple of months, I have been ordering seeds. And then I realized we haven't done a seed haul video. So we're doing that today. And here they are. Now, all the seeds that I've bought this year are from Mary's Heirloom Seeds. I will drop my affiliate link below, and you guys can shop through that link. Okay, without further ado, let's check out the seeds that I bought this year. Hello, Mr. Smushy Face. Hello. He came to say hi. He always does. So I guess the best way to show y'all the seeds that I bought this year is to break them down into categories. So the first category we have are beans. So the first seed we have is a rattlesnake pole bean. Now, I have grown this variety of beans before, probably about 5 years ago. And from my memory, they're kind of like it's a green pod with purple streaks on it. Very, very pretty bean. All right, so the next one is garbanzo beans, or maybe you know these as chickpeas. Y'all, hummus is huge in my house. Huge, huge, huge. So we're gonna try to grow our own chickpeas this year. Cherokee Trail of Tears beans. Now, there is a huge amount of history to these beans, and it deserves its own video, so I think we'll do that in a separate video. But yeah, that's what I got this year. Never grown them before. Scarlet Runner beans. I am super, super excited about these. I hear the hummingbirds absolutely love the flowers, so I'm super excited about this. And finally, we have a Royalty Purple Potted Beans. Now, these beans right here are new to me. I have never grown this variety before, but I have grown these. Now, the garbanzo beans, I grew in the past. They sprouted for me, but they died out pretty fast. So I am thinking that it might have got a little too hot for them, so I'm going to do some more research because these might go in the ground sooner rather than later. And of course, I'll let you guys know what I find out about that. Next category, ground cherries. Now, ground cherries are kind of the cousin to the tomatilla and of course to tomatoes, but more closely to the tomatillas. They have a husk on them. I have grown tomatillas before, but I've never grown ground cherries. Ground cherries do grow wild in our area, but I've never found enough at one time to kind of harvest and do anything with. A lot of times the birds get them and other wild animals get them before I can. All right, so the first ground cherry we have is a Cossack pineapple ground cherry, and the second one is Aunt Molly's ground cherries. Now, I first learned about pineapple ground cherries last summer, and I went to buy them and everyone was sold out. Because from my understanding, these have a great kind of fruity pineapple taste. So I'm super excited about that. So since everyone was sold out last year, as soon as I saw that Mary had them in stock, I snagged them along with Aunt Molly's ground cherries. Okay, so we have a few varieties of tomatoes. I do have some seeds from last year of some of my favorites that I'll be growing again this year. So I didn't go overboard, too badly overboard on buying new tomato varieties this year. All right, so we have the Amish paste tomato. Gotta have a good paste tomato, a good canning tomato. Then we have Sans Marzano tall vine. Now this is also another paste tomato, another canning tomato. Then we've got the Jersey Devil. I know nothing about this one. I liked the name. I thought it was cool, so we're growing that this year. Gotta have your beefsteak tomatoes. This is a red Ponderosa beefsteak tomato. Beefsteaks, in case you don't know, are going to be your big, giant slicing tomatoes. Got to have the tomatoes for the tomato and bacon sandwiches this summer. And finally, we have the pink Thai pear tomato. Now, a few years back, it's probably closer to 5 years now, I bought some seeds from Baker Creek and I grew them. And from what I remember, they were small and pear-like and pink. And the next year when I went to buy more seeds, Baker Creek had stopped selling them. So I have been on the lookout for some Thai pink tomatoes. Now, these tomatoes are not sweet like other tomatoes. They're a bit more on the acidic side. They were really quite delicious in papaya salad from what I remember, and so now I'm very excited to have these in my hand. All right, so the next category are our squashes. And I'm going to apologize first because I'm going to tell you I am going to butcher some of these names. All right, so the first one is a Caserta zucchini. Now, this is not a variety of zucchini that I've grown before, so sorry, I can't really tell you guys much about it. Yeah, we're not even going to try with this one. It's a scallop squash. I love scallop squashes. I think they're really neat, and they add a lot of variety to the garden, so yeah. We've got a yellow scallop squash. I can say that. Yellow scallop squash. Cocazella squash. This one right here, I believe, is like an 8-ball zucchini. I could be wrong, but yeah. Gotta have our golden crookneck squash. It goes in all Texas Southern gardens, doesn't it? Now, I know it looks like I have a ton of variety of squash and zucchini, and you're probably thinking that I'm gonna have squash and zucchini coming out of my ears, and you're probably right. But I am not planning on growing like 10 plants of each. Honestly, I'm probably going to do 2 plants of each, which is way more than enough for our family to eat and to preserve. And in case you're wondering, for a family, I typically recommend like 1 squash plant or 1 zucchini plant per person in your household. I remember one year when I planted like 10 yellow squash plants and 10 zucchini plants. I had so much squash and zucchini, it wasn't funny. I couldn't even give any to my parents. That same year, my mom had like planted 2 or 3 plants, and they had more than enough. They were not accepting any squash or zucchini from me. It's pretty sad when family and friends start avoiding you because you become the crazy zucchini lady giving everybody zucchini. All right, last but not least, we have our peppers. And again, I'm probably going to butcher some of these names. Horno de Toro sweet pepper. So this, I believe, translates into horn of the bull sweet pepper. You guys can correct me below if I'm right or wrong, but that's what I'm thinking it is, what I remember from the description. Never grown this variety before. Super excited about it. Shisho. I think it's shisho. Anyway, this is a sweet pepper. So this pepper is like a medium to a mild pepper. Very, very popular in Japan. Now I'm not even gonna try that one. It's a ghost pepper. And a friend of mine grew these last year and gave me some hot sauce. And it was quite fabulous. So I'm gonna try my hand out with these. Yep, not trying this one either. This is a hot pepper. This is a hot pepper right here. And this one right here is a little teeny tiny small pepper. We really enjoy pickled jalapenos here. And so I thought that these would be really great because sometimes, you know, when you pickle a whole jalapeno, you have to break it off and like that pickle juice kind of goes everywhere. But I thought these would be great pickled and just little bite-sized little bites of pepper. With every order, they usually include your free seeds. Now, I did take advantage of a couple of their specials. For example, we've got the lettuce leaf basil right here. This was a special that they had. Buy $20 worth of seeds, and they would include one of these in. So I am so excited about this one. This was another promotion on planting for the pollinators, and this is borage. And the funny thing is last year I actually bought some of these seeds and I didn't plant them. We're planting them this year. And then I also have a couple more that were thrown into my group of seeds here. And the first one we have is a white egg turnip. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, okay? Super honest, full disclosure. I have only grown turnips one other time because that's not something that that my husband or myself have grown up eating. And so the ones that I planted were the white and purple ones, and it might even be this variety, I'm not even too sure. But I bought them from the hardware store. They were on clearance, and they were 25 cents a pack. We had never tried them, and I thought, what could the harm be at buying a 25-cent pack of seeds to try out? So the next year, I planted them. We didn't like them. They were kind of sour in taste. They were just not palate pleasing for us. So, and a lot of people actually do know that I'm not a fan of turnips, but I'm willing to try them. So I'm going to be trying these. We'll be planting these really, really soon for the garden. And we've got a pack of free dill seeds. Goes great in pickles. And some cornflowers. I am super excited for the garden this year. Now, I do have other seeds from last year and the year before and years previous that I have kept stored in the house. And in case you were wondering, if you bought seeds like in 2014, if you stored them correctly in the house, not like in the garage where it's going to get hot or get cold, you know, you want kind of pretty even temperatures, the likelihood of them sprouting is still pretty good if you had a good germination rate for those seeds. Now, sometimes you buy a seed packet and the germination rate is just horrible to begin with. So when I find seed packets from different companies that I had a horrible time with, I go ahead and chuck them because it could be something wrong with that batch. I don't save them in hopes that they'll grow 5 years down the road. This is not everything that I am growing this year, but it is a big part of it. To see more great gardening videos just like this one, go ahead and click right here and I'll meet y'all over there.